Welcome back. It's official. We've returned to the coal power plant to finish it up. We are right at... Seems to be that we're using right at the amount of power that we're generating on a good day. So we are... we're in a spot where it makes sense to go ahead and expand the coal power plant, put the other 50 generators in, and then move on. All right. Now, this is going to be a conversation about blueprints. And if you're in update 8 and you're waiting for update 8, no, wait, sorry. If you're in update 7 and waiting for update 8, you might be curious about how the blueprints you've built in update 7 will react to update 8. Interestingly, the objects that you built as blueprints were still recorded as blueprints, right? So these items that we built in update 7 can still be deleted as blueprints in update 8. Hope I'm making myself clear there. But as you see, they're coming through as unknown blueprint. So when they made update 7, they didn't mark the name of the blueprint to the blueprint, so you don't know exactly which version you're deleting. But for our sake, it's okay because we just need to delete these, right? This first row isn't really the best. This one we handcrafted and then we used it as the basis of our blueprint. And then the two on the other side over there, those are the ones that we built using the blueprint. So I'm thinking we should go through, delete this, and then we'll get back all of the splitters and mergers and lifts and all those details. So I'm just going to go into dismantle mode blueprint. You can't dismantle multiple things, multiple blueprints at once. All right, so that cleanup is made extremely easy. Now I need to change the color of these. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so now we just deleted everything that we had. I brought some materials with us. I honestly thought that it would be a little closer to the amount needed, but that's okay. We brought some additional build materials. All right, and then we want to use a Finley assembler. And all we want to do here is, well, you know, the interesting thing is, of course, we can nudge. So we just need to get this even remotely close. Lock it in. Okay, I think this is it. And then just to prove my point, let's go back here. And if we go back into delete blueprint mode, we can see that now it's labeled A Infinity Assembler Compacted. which is the name of the blueprint that I assigned to this particular mirrored version of this layout of this compacted coal assembler. All right, so now we have all the mergers and splitters set up. All that stuff is all good. Matter of fact, while I'm down there, let's think about this for a second. Let's see if we have what it takes to make an awesome sink. Let's add that to the list of to do. All right, yeah, so we need a little bit concrete and a little bit of reinforced plate. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Sorry, I'm a step ahead now. I want to try to have everything I need for the creation of an awesome sink. My power has been much better once I put the awesome sink in on the other side. It's been a huge improvement. Okay. Hey, infinitely assembler. Yes. And then blueprint mode, perhaps. Yeah, let's rotate this around. That looks right. Okay. We'll do that in a second. All right. So on this side, we want to have a wall that is going to allow us to collect the extra coal and sulfur. Oh, we forgot to get the rotors. Let's we're gonna put that all the stuff that we need on the to-do list. Though building this out so far has been much easier. Okay, let's see. We'll have to see if we even have rotors over here. Logistics. Smart splitter 4 is probably enough. And then we're probably gonna need something like 5 mergers. No splitters. All right, so all we need are rotors. Ah, plenty of rotors right there. We've got lots of extra supplies now. I'm gonna try to grab a few encased beams and see how much of the service layer belting we can put in. So this last one, only the last one needs to be a smart splitter. And basically what we're going to say is, let's see what you're doing. You got sulfur. So on the left, it needs to be sulfur. And then in the center, overflow. So that last machine gets all the sulfur. And once it's imbalanced, because let's say it gets too much coal, then it will spit out the rest of the coal until it gets sulfur. That'll just keep the line clear. It's the danger of a sushi belt, right? If I had run this, if I had run a separate truck for just sulfur and a separate truck just for coal. Why are there steel beams in here? Oh boy. That's bad news. There's a lot of them too. All right, well, presumably whatever it was, well, we should run it back though. Maybe I accidentally dropped good stuff in here into the coal box. But let's check all the way back. Or it could have been a weird bug where weird stuff started to come through. No worries, I think we've got it. Hopefully everything was already full, so no steel beams made their way up to the machines. That's my hope anyway. Well, obviously that's not the case because I can see steel beams right there. Boo. I'm sure I made a mistake somewhere along the way. No problem, we can fix it. Go in like this and around like this. And they're overflowing steel beams, so that's kind of a good news, bad news situation. And I don't think I care exactly where I put this. We just want to sort of angle it. So theoretically, we can burn off all this extra steel beams that get in the line somehow. And eventually, you know, if I want to do this a little faster, I'll just delete this for a moment until we start to see coal. Until we start to see nothing but coal. We already have 2 industrial storage containers full of compacted coal, so I don't think we're obligated to store anymore. And then we want to do the same thing on this side that we did on that side. Yeah, we can still take this down. Put in this smart splitter. Obviously, it's on the opposite side now. You know, we didn't connect this. It doesn't necessarily matter exactly how we did it on this side, but we have a model that works, so we should just keep with that. So we'll say that the right side is sulfur. The center is overflow. Then on this one, we'll do the opposite. Make it coal. And overflow. And overflow is really the key, because if you leave it as all, it'll act as a normal splitter, and half of whatever gets to this machine will get sent to the awesome sink. What you really want is to wait until this machine is absolutely full, and it's the last one on the line, and then it sends all the extra to the awesome sink at that point. So be sure to set those to overflow. Okay, now all you have to do is connect this all the way down. We're gonna have to make 3 or 4 passes, right? We're gonna have to connect the supply side, then we're gonna have to connect the demand side. We might have to drop all the way back and get the supply of the coal and sulfur fully set up. Oop, that went the wrong way. How many of these do we need exactly? 20 per pop. I'm gonna at least speed you up until first couple machines. want to get everything out of the transport hub and into productivity as quickly as possible. That's probably enough. Yep, see, we already caught up on the sulfur side. I know I'm doing a lot of things here, but you can keep up. For whatever reason, I set this up to be above ground, so we're just going to commit to that design. It's definitely asymmetrical because the other side is very much underground. Underwater in a lot of places. That's okay. This is an asymmetrical power source. Now we've just got too many containers. Start deleting some of these to make some room. Okay, I'm thinking we'll drop a hole here. What'd I say? Sulfur on bottom. And give ourselves a little bit of room. Yeah, it's probably close enough. We'll give it a little bit of room though, just to be sure. And then we'll do another underground under foundation belt. Ooh, wait a minute. So this one is the sulfur one. Try to at least get that part connected correctly. I made that extra turn just to make sure that we don't flip under the water there. I don't even know if we're actually feeding these, as sometimes I think these guys don't. Oh no, they're taking stuff on. No, wait, that's stuff I've already put in there as part of the blueprint. So yeah, they're not taking anything on until they have power, which means we're throwing all this stuff directly into the sink. Let's power these, I suppose. And remember, these assemblers are just making compacted coal. Compacted coal doesn't burn hotter, just burns longer than regular coal. So at the cost of some sulfur, you get to extend the amount of coal that you're using. And since I'm sending both the sulfur and coal on the same truck line, things have to get resorted and unsorted. So here's the problem. The laser method that they use to delete things. I can't select this belt. I have to select this design element before I can delete that belt. Okay, so there's a bunch of steel in the lift itself. Maybe if I delete this, then I can delete the belt. Then maybe I can put this back. I already saw steel get lifted up. My goodness. Now it's lifting coal. It's annoying either way. Let's see how many of these I have to do. 2, 3. 3 of them. I'll deal with that afterwards. Okay, so we have... These guys are all making compacted coal, looking good, but they have nowhere to drop off. So we should start that process. Connect the... If I had to do this again, I would not use lights under here. I would use large signs. The lights are in place, so we're not going to undo it. But based on my last video, I'm starting to think very strongly that signs plus lumen better than lights. All right. Compacted coal being created. Of course, that means we're using more energy. Or using energy that we're not using to make more energy. But it doesn't look like it's too bad. Oh, wait. Well, we've got 20 hours. I think we can get the coal generators built in the next 20 hours. Looks like we are having some ratio issues. This side's not sending any sulfur. This side is sending half sulfur. I think we need to pull in the center. Ugh, lost all my momentum. Let's go up here and take a peek. Now, we've all theorized that this last transport hub is going to have trouble. And it is possible that we simply don't have enough tractors in play right now. So here's what we'll do. We've got this center one, which is supposed to be kind of a shared, right? This one fully sends its resources to this line of compacted coal makers. And then this one over here sends all its resources this way. And this center one does half and half. So whatever makes it to this container goes over here. Ooh, there's nothing in here. There's a whole bunch of coal, but no sulfur. Is it connected? Yeah, it's connected to something. I see. So this side is full on coal. So proving my point, once we get the coal out of there, we'll get more sulfur. So that's why we have to awesome sync this stuff. Okay. So what we need to do... I'm having to kind of think about my previous build, which was some time ago. Trying to get into the mindset of previous me. This is the coal side. And one of these is also the coal side over here. This is sulfur. Oh yeah, tons of coal. Guess I could use my old standard technique here. Put a couple of lifts down. Then we'll put a splitter. So now we're filling these up with coal, but the real point is that it should allow this center transport hub to get the coal out of the way so we can start transporting more sulfur. If I sort this, we'll let this just do all the sulfur for a bit. It'll get itself back to a normal flow. But you know what I should do? Let's micromanage this a little bit here. Containers empty from the bottom right to the top left, and they fill from the top left to the bottom right. So we'll let all the sulfur that's in there go. And then as new tractors arrive, we'll let that come in a more natural way. Okay. We should probably... Ooh, if we can, we should probably do these other ones as well. I might break with protocol, give myself a little extra room on these. I hate the way that looks. That's equally clippy, but you can't see it, so kind of makes it okay to me. And then we need to get... Oh, there's a little bit of sulfur in here, so that's good news. The final connection for all right, so that connects half of the center transport and all of the right transport to the right side compacted coal creation. Did we get new stuff in here? No. So this is my worry, but see, this is the brilliance, if I should say so myself, of having this on both sides, because as this fills up, right, this one's going to fill up faster because it's first, so it's going to get a little bit of everything. And then this one is going to say, well, I'm trying to send to half over here and half over here, but if that half is full, then it'll start to send more to the left side over here. And then at some point we are going to have to put some more extra tractors on the line. I might want to change over to big units. let's look at that. Probably look at that in the future episode. Right now, it looks like we have a good amount of sulfur and coal flowing, which is what we were primarily looking for. Put a door in here, I suppose. Okay. I think that's a good amount of talk about blueprints. We also move the story forward by setting up our last 25% of our compacted coal. I think next we will... Well, next we might as well just go ahead and get all of that connected and put in the generators. I don't think I need any more water towers. I think I've made my aesthetic point with the water towers. So we can not put more of those in. Simplest thing to do would just be to put some more blueprint foundations, then grab the generator blueprints and put down some blueprints for that, and then call it a day. Those designs have a little bit of power storage built in, so that's kind of cool. I think that's what we'll do. So I think we're ready to call it, but let's see how we're doing over here. Decent amount of compacted coals coming through. Looks like we could use some... Well, the fact that it looks like we can use more of everything is actually good news. What I'll do is I'll just overclock this last one on both sides. So that way, if the last one gets totally full or has the last resort to use the material, because really we want to use the material to make compacted coal. We really don't want to send it to the sink. But we've got to send it to the sink to make sure that the items keep flowing. So we'll let the last one run hot. Try to capture as much of the material as possible, the coal and the sulfur, to make compacted coal. All right. Yeah. So only 45 minutes today, but I think that's really good for building 15 machines, putting in an awesome sink, getting everything all ready and prepared. Next thing we'll do is we'll run our 2 belts of compacted coal over to here, and then we'll finish up our lift wall. How many of these did we end up with? 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 total. Wow. 4, 8, 12. Yep. And then I'm using the slow lifts on purpose just so we can actually see it. But it looks like we're actually in a place where we're providing those generators all the compacted coal they can muster, because these are full belts and they're actually stopped at points. So that's good. That means those 50 generators are going to get consistent power. We're going to have a nice straight line of production. Whatever we were running. Oh yeah. So sometimes between videos, you know, before the video starts, I go over to my starter factory and grab a bunch of stuff. And that kicks on a bunch of materials and a bunch of factories and a bunch of machines. So you could theoretically have awesome sinks on each one of those to constantly use a constant amount of power. But I choose to just say, build what you need, stop when you're full, put a lot of storage in place for both the items and the power. That's kind of the method that I've chosen. So I think this is good. We learned a little bit about what happens when you build blueprints in update 7 and then interact with them in update 8. Like I said, these now, the ones that I built in update 8 have the blueprint name associated with them. So that's a nice little detail so you can tell exactly what you're deleting. But these ones over here that I built in update 7, they didn't think to write the blueprint name into the blueprint object, but the blueprint object itself exists. So you can still delete things that you put in update 7. You can still delete them as blueprints in update 8. Yeah, I think I got all that right. So next time, lift wall, then maybe one time after that, we'll just build 50 generators, connect all the water, connect all the compacted coal. So we're 2 videos away from being done and having an additional 4,100 power. Then maybe after that, we'll clean up all the storage stuff, and then I'll go through and make a choice about decoration. That decoration is probably going to take 2 videos all by itself. So we're about 4 videos away from completing this coal power plant. Lift, generators, decoration inside, decoration outside. Thanks for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.